Hello, everybody. Welcome to the third in our series, Grow with Google with the Grow with Google program. Tonight's event is Reach Customers Online with Google. We have a couple more titles coming up. We have YouTube coming up in 2 weeks, and I hope you will join us for that one as well. And getting your business started. Oh, gosh, I always forget the title of the last one. What is it?
That is the marketing one.
Marketing. It's
Launch your business with customer-focused marketing.
Launch your business with customer-focused marketing, which sounds amazing. I hope you will join us for both of those as they are coming up. Today is July the 13th, 2021. My name is Stephanie Keener. I am the Executive Director for the Virginia Small Business Development Center that serves the Lynchburg region. We serve Amherst, Appomattox, Bedford, Campbell counties, and the city of Lynchburg in central Virginia. We are one of 29 small business development centers across the Commonwealth. Our local host is the Lynchburg Regional Business Alliance, which is located in downtown Lynchburg, right off of 5th Street, overlooking the beautiful James River. And our headquarters for the Virginia SBDC is at George Mason University. We are a program that is a cooperative agreement with the U.S. Small Business Administration and premier institutions across Virginia. Wherever you are in Virginia, you have an SBDC that serves you. You can always go to virginiasbdc.org to find out who that is, or if you're here in the Lynchburg region with us, you can find us at sbdclynchburgregion.org. And there you will find links to our training calendar, which has all of our great Grow with Google events coming up, links to Create Virginia events. This is another series of events that's happening now that's targeted at artists and creatives. We have our Start Smart program, which is for our very newest businesses. SBDCs across the Commonwealth, you're welcome to join any of our events. We have a ton of training that's online, so I hope you will check that out. And as I said, tonight's event is part of our Grow with Google program. And our host tonight is Nwona Evans. Nwona is going to be leading us through the program. She is what you get when you combine a left-brain thinker and a creative soul. As an IT communications manager in the higher ed space, she's able to blend her love of marketing communications with her fascination with tech and teach others how to utilize both. Her biggest hope for the Grow with Google series is that you will leave feeling empowered and excited to use technology to grow your business and reach your goals. I have been really impressed with how many just incredibly good questions we have had after this series, and how many people have emailed me later and said, can you send me the YouTube link again, or something like that. So I know that people are really getting a lot out of this series, and I'm excited to see tonight's event. So Nwona, I'm going to turn it over to you. Just a reminder to everybody, if you have questions, go ahead and pop them in the chat. We will have Q&A at the end. We will be sending out the recording, the link to the YouTube recording, and the information that you need tomorrow. So Nwona.
Hello.
Yours.
Thank you for the introduction, Stephanie. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's workshop, Reach Customers Online with Google, hosted by Grow with Google. Grow with Google helps people grow their skills, careers, and businesses by offering free digital skills training and tools. As Stephanie said before, my name is Nwona Evans, and I am so excited that you're here with us today. Today, we're going to learn how customers can find your business online and what happens when a customer searches for a business like yours. Together, we'll explore how search works and 3 ways to appear in Google search results. We'll also share some other digital tools to grow your online presence. So let's get started. So take a moment and think about how you typically find and connect with businesses that you may need products or services from. I'll bet that many, if not most of you, start online, where you compare prices, read reviews, and do other research. And you probably do this even more now than ever, especially in the COVID era, whether it's placing a takeout order on a restaurant's website or buying something online that you might have previously gone into a brick and mortar store for. So what does that mean for your business? Your website may be your new front door, the first interaction a potential customer has with your business. Your online presence may be the only place your customers can connect with you or make a purchase from you. So it's more important than ever to grow your online digital storefront. According to Google data from this past February, searches for local plus businesses have grown by more than 80% year over year, including searches like local businesses near me and support local businesses. And we're continuing to see consumer behavior evolve. According to a study that Google had done in June of 2020, 61% of US consumers think buying online and picking up in-store or curbside will be a beneficial way for them to shop, even when there are no restrictions. Today, we'll discuss different ways you can connect with customers online, especially those looking for businesses just like yours. Let's start by watching a short video that explores some of the ways that customers connected with local businesses in the past year and what they may look like as we move forward.
This past year had many challenges. People have learned new things, like how to make any situation work,
I'm sure you're ready for this.
how to keep going through tough times, and how to stay in touch while far away. Now, the small businesses they love are ready to welcome them back. It's time to find great places to gather and celebrate.
This little Sam. Oh my god.
To refresh and renew. See each other in person again. And explore new connections.
Coffee shops near me.
Now that your doors are reopening,
Hi, good afternoon. How are you? This is the part that you tried to cut? Okay.
people are looking for places in their neighborhoods and communities where they can enjoy special moments together again. They're hoping to discover new favorite spots so they can create new memories with people they love.
This is a good find.
How are you? Yeah, nice to finally see you in person.
So when they're searching for you, and you, and you, be there with a little help from Google.
So, did that video capture any of your experiences this past year? I actually can relate a little bit to the haircut story. I did not attempt a quarantine haircut on myself, but I did cut one of my friend's hair during COVID. And I found myself turning to my phone and used Google to find the best haircut tutorial videos. Thankfully, my amateur haircut did not turn out too bad, but as soon as I could, I retired from cutting hair. Now, think about your potential customers. What are they looking for, and how are they searching to find the answer? Keeping this in mind, I challenge every person watching to examine and possibly reframe your approach to presenting your business online. Rather than focusing on what you want people to know about your products and services, think about what they need, what they want to know, and where they go or what they turn to find this information. By doing that, you can use Google search as an opportunity to build relationships with your customers and people looking for businesses like yours.
This past year had
So here's the agenda for today's session. I'll start by showing you how Google search works and 3 ways your info can appear on the search results page: search engine optimization, a business profile, and online advertising. Let's start with how Google search works so you understand how your website can show up in search results. Imagine a library with billions and billions of books that's constantly growing, but there's no card catalog to help you find anything. And you're not just searching for a book, you need specific information inside the book's pages. That's kind of what the web is like. When you think of it that way, finding what you need seems impossible, but that's what search engines like Google are for. When a person searches on Google, they may start off by typing a word or a phrase describing what they want to find on the web. And this is called a search query. Google helps people find information on the web by sorting through those billions of web pages and showing people where to find the answers they're looking for. Basically, search is a big piece of software that takes the query you type into the search box and looks for the answer across the web. This illustration represents an example of a Google search results page. I'm sure you're all very familiar with it. It's important to note that the content and layout of this page may be different depending on the search. And the layout will look different if you're searching on a mobile device as well. Today's workshop focuses on the 3 typical ways your business can appear in the results: in the organic results, with a business profile, and by advertising. Of course, it's a little bit more complicated than that. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. First, Google makes its own copy of the entire web, scans it, and catalogs all the content. It's like the index of a book, except 10 trillion times longer. So if a potential customer searches for the phrase yoga pants, Google identifies all the relevant results, then puts them in order of what it thinks are the most useful. To do this, it considers where the searcher is located, whether the page was updated recently, how many other pages link to that page, whether there are pictures of yoga pants on the page, and much, much more. It does all this in less than 1 second, billions of times a day. Now that you can understand a little more about the massive scope of the web and how Google works to index all that information, we can move on to talking about how to get your business to show up when people search for what you offer. And as I mentioned before, Google considers many factors when cataloging and ranking pages. That means there's more than one way you can help your business appear on Google and move up in the rankings. The first way your business might show up is to appear in what we call the organic or natural results, down the center of the search results page, as shown here, highlighted in blue. Google builds these pages of results for every single search to deliver the most relevant results for that particular searcher. For example, these search results might look different for people that are searching in Lynchburg, Virginia versus Nashville, Tennessee. And you can see how the website can appear in Google's organic results. Now, how does Google decide what websites to show and in what order? There are more than 200 signals that Google considers to determine which pages should appear for which searches. Organic search results are different than paid search advertising. How high your site ranks in organic search is truly a matter of your site being the most useful answer that the query was that was entered by the searcher. What are they looking for? And what did they type in? While you can't just buy a better organic search ranking, you can put effort into optimizing your website to improve its visibility on Google and other search engines. And that's called search engine optimization, or SEO for short. Now, I could do a whole presentation on SEO, but here's a quick overview. SEO refers to the techniques that improve your web rank in Google search results and attracts higher quantity and quality website visits that grow your online presence. SEO is important when it comes to managing a website for your product, service, or brand. When consumers use search engines, they are typically looking for a specific product, service, or solution. Sometimes they want to be entertained, educated, or just reassured. Regardless, they have a specific need or want that your website may be able to fulfill. Ranking in search results for particular keywords, topics, and phrases can help you connect with your ideal customer. People who are just getting started with SEO tend to have a tendency to think that it's very complicated or that you have to have a tech background to do it. But there are plenty of non-technical things you can do to help your pages show up in search. First, focus on your content. Regularly publish relevant, original content. It should be useful and accurate. There's no rule of thumb, but the more frequently you update your website, the more likely it will appear in the search engine results. When you're writing content, Include keywords that potential customers would use to find your pages. And organize your website logically into clearly labeled areas. That leads visitors to more easily find what they're looking for. And it helps Google to understand the content on your website. Every web page includes a title and a description. Many content management systems like WordPress or Wix offer the option to enter this text. And if you have the option, make sure all these elements are descriptive, specific, and accurate. And if you're stuck on the relevant, timely content part, there's a free tool that can help. Google Trends can help you research content strategies and refine your marketing messages for your website. It shows the relative popularity of different keywords searched on Google over time. The data is presented in a graph on a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 representing the peak search volume. If it has enough data, Trends can show a forecast of search volume, related popular searches, and rising searches, searches experiencing significant growth. You can use it to compare the popularity of different words and phrases, determine the seasonality of different searches, see where searches happen geographically, and see related searches. Now, here's an example on the screen of how a real business that's called Tea Drops used Google Trends. When researching how people in the US search for bubble tea, they learned that on the West Coast, more people search for the word boba. On the East Coast, more people search for the word bubble tea. That information can be incredibly useful when developing a content strategy for your website and your advertising. And for more insights like this, visit google.com/trends. Now it's time to practice using your list of keywords. You should have a window open on your computer for Google Trends. If you don't, you can open a new web browser and visit g.co/trends. And you can enter the keywords or phrases you would like to compare. And you can narrow down the results by location, adjust the date ranges to see how or if the results appear different, and explore related searches for more ideas. It is very cool, and I highly recommend that you try this after the presentation. Now let's go over a few more technical things that can affect SEO. First, make sure your website loads quickly, especially for people viewing your site on mobile devices. A slow site will encourage visitors to navigate away from it, and it can also affect your search rankings. Second, be sure that your website is easy to use and read, no matter how visitors get there. Many websites are built with a responsive design that adapts to the type of device being used, like a mobile device or tablet. And there are two Google resources that can help you with these: Google's Test My Site tool and the Google Search Console. You can check the speed of your website by trying Google's free Test My Site tool at g.co/testmysite. The test scores measure mobile speed, or how long it takes the site to load on a phone. Keep in mind that it's not just the strength of the web connection that determines mobile speed, but also the elements on the web pages. After evaluating your site, the test generates a report with a list of specific suggestions that can help you optimize. Next up is Google Search Console, and this is a tool that used to be called Google Webmaster Tools. Search Console is important for search engine optimization because it helps you measure your site's search traffic and performance, helps you fix issues, and improve in Google search results. Search Console is typically used by SEO specialists or marketers to monitor website traffic, optimize rank in Google search results, and make informed decisions about the appearance of your website and the results. The information in Search Console can be used to influence technical decisions for the website and do sophisticated marketing analysis in conjunction with other Google tools like Analytics, Google Trends, and Google Ads. Even if you don't handle the technical details for your website, you should be aware of Search Console and what kind of information it offers. And you can access Google Search Console at g.co/search console. Now that we've discussed the basics of search engine optimization, let's take a step back and see if your website appears on the first page of Google's results. Now, you can wait to do this after the presentation, or you can do it in another browser if you feel like doing it now. So you can go to google.com and think of a word or phrase related to your business. It could be the name of your business, a product name, or the type of service you offer. And do a search for that word or phrase on Google and then take a look at the results. Do you see your website? If you're not on the first page, you can click Next at the bottom of the page to see more results. If you do see your site, how does it look in the results? Do you like the text being displayed? Is it accurate and compelling? And when you click on it, does it take you to the appropriate page on your site? If your website does not appear in the results, what sites are showing up instead? This is great information to have because these are your peers competing to appear above you in search. Doing searches like this periodically can help you figure out what is and isn't working on your site when it comes to organic search. You can start implementing some of the tips from this section of the workshop to help improve your website's chances of appearing in the organic search results. In the meantime, let's move on to the next thing you can do right now to appear on Google. Now let's take a look at the second way your business can show up in the search results, by creating or claiming your free business profile on Google Search and Maps. When we did that search in that last section, we were concentrating on organic search. Now let's talk about what you may see appear on the right side of a search results page, highlighted here in blue, the business profile. You can create a free business profile by visiting google.com/business. A business profile helps local businesses be found and manage business information on Google Search and Maps. Think of your business profile as sort of the digital front window for business. It allows you to showcase valuable current information that will help customers plan their visit to your location, such as hours of service. Once you create and claim your business profile, called verification, you can manage your information as it appears across Google Search and Maps. Within the dashboard, you can update your address, phone number, website, open hours, plus answer reviews and more to help customers find and connect with your business. A business profile can only be created for businesses that either have a physical location customers can visit or that travel to visit customers where they are. The general rule is that a business must make in-person contact with customers during its stated hours. And make the most of your business profile by including as much business info as you can, like the hours of operation and any special hours you have. When you access your account, you can also include any kind of updates like changes in service availability, hours of operation, and any specific posts you might want to make. Regularly update your business profile with photos of your products, the storefront, or the interior, and whatever best showcases what you have to offer. And depending on your business, you may see additional features in your account, like booking, products and services, and you can add as much information as you can. You can also use a business profile to engage with customers. You can start with posts, which allow people to post live updates directly on their business profile. You can share info, encourage reservations, promote an email newsletter, encourage people to buy products, and more. And then you can also do online reviews. Once your business profile is verified, you have the option to read and respond to reviews about your business published on Google. Now, business owners often ask for advice about negative reviews, and usually they're asking, how do I get rid of them? Now, Google will not remove a review unless it violates a content policy, and that's like inappropriate language or things like that. Instead, Google encourages business owners to respond. Responses might explain a company policy or thank happy customers for positive feedback. The timeliness and professionalism of responses demonstrates the business listens to customer feedback and can positively influence potential customers. And another feature to try is messages. The messages feature allows you to chat directly with customers who find your business profile. Responding to customers can help you answer their questions, tell your business's story, and attract more people to your location. If you have not yet created a free business profile, follow these steps to get started. You can visit google.com/business, claim or complete your business profile, and then you'll request a postcard that usually comes in about 5 to 14 days, sign in and enter the verification code, and get started that way. And we actually had a class a couple weeks ago that talked about getting your business online with Google My Business. And I think it's available on the YouTube channel. So that's a great one if you are interested in how to get your business online. Now that we've covered SEO and your business profile, we'll talk about the third way you can reach customers on Google, with online advertising. Now let's start by watching this video about Trade Street Jam, a small business that uses Google Ads to grow and thrive.
Everybody likes jam. Who doesn't like jam? Seriously, I dream about flavors. Trade Street Jam Company makes low sugar vegan jams for pretty much everything under the sun. Honey, do you know how many things you can do with this jam? You can make cocktails, you can put on roasted meats or veggies, oatmeal. The uses are endless. I've been a chef for about 15 years. I needed something fun to do after work. I'm not a big TV watcher. I would stop at this store on the way home, grab a bunch of fruit, anything weird and exotic that they had, and I start cooking. I start jamming. Too much? You don't like the puns?
Do you like the bananas, honey? Yeah.
My husband is my test dummy, I guess you can say.
You want some more?
You like mommy's cooking?
When I started Trade Street, I was selling on another e-commerce platform, and we were also selling a lot of jam in person. But COVID hit and all the markets shut down, which freaked me out. I'm already scared about being a new mommy. And then on top of that, I'm worried about the life of my business. People started ordering specialty food online, so we immediately had to pivot and focus all of my efforts on selling online. When people go on Google and they search jam or jelly, I want them to be able to find my brand. With Google Ads, they can type those things in and I pop up. You guys, that's huge. Being able to sell on our website, it really did save us. I couldn't imagine going back to not using Google products. We went from making 2,000 jars every 2 months to making 2,000 jars every 2 weeks. Our sales increased by 1,000%. It was crazy. I've hired 4 or 5 different contractors. Hiring feels amazing. I think it's so important for our product to have a story behind it. I think when people see a woman behind the brand, a person of color, it just really adds something to that jar other than jam.
Oh, you kiss mommy? You kissing mommy?
I want Zola to be able to grow up and look at me and say, my mom did that. I wouldn't trade that for the world.
I want to say that said strawberry chipotle on one of those jam jars. That sounds amazing.
It does. I'm not really big into jams, but after watching that video, I'm like, now I want to try some of this artisan jam.
For sure.
All right. So advertising on Google, which is what the jam lady talked about, is called pay-per-click advertising. In other words, you pay only when people take an action, like clicking your ad or calling your business. That's pretty cool, right? The ads reach people who are actively searching for the products and services you offer, helping you connect with likely customers. Your ads can also appear on websites that are part of Google's display network, which includes millions of partner sites. These ads can reach people earlier in the buying cycle, not just when they're searching for things related to your business, but when they're browsing related content, like watching a video on YouTube. Depending on the goals you set, the Google ad system will automatically determine where to show your ads to give you the best chance for success. In this section, we're going to focus on smart campaigns within Google Ads. It's a campaign type designed for small businesses and new advertiser. Smart campaigns are flexible. You choose your goal and customize your content and work with all kinds of budgets. There's no contract or fees to get started. And you control when and where ads can show pick your budget. Your ads can do whatever you want them to do. Bring visitors to your website, yes, but also drive phone calls and store visits. Smart campaigns can be set up in just a few steps, as I'm going to show you today. To get started with Google Ads, you can visit ads.google.com and begin signing in your Google Ads account. Or you can create an account by visiting ads.google.com and clicking Start Now. Now, this checklist can help you launch a successful smart campaign. First, decide what your goal is for that particular campaign. You might have multiple goals, so you can have multiple campaigns. Ask yourself, why am I advertising and what do I want to achieve? From there, add information about your business so customers can recognize you when they see an ad or get to learn who you are. Identify where you want a visitor to land on your site after they've clicked your ad, and write an ad that encourages people to take action. Choose keyword themes and locations where you want your ads to appear. Keyword themes are words or phrases that help match your ads with Google searches, and we'll talk about that more in a bit. And you can set a daily budget. Remember, you pay only when someone interacts with your ads. Once you have all those pieces, you're ready to launch. Now let's walk through it step by step. With smart campaigns, you start with a goal. A goal represents the main activity that you want potential customers to do after they see your ad. You likely have multiple goals, and in Google Ads, you can create multiple campaigns. But let's focus on one for the sake of this walkthrough. First, choose one of these 3 types of goals for your campaign. Get more calls with an ad that features your phone number and a click to call button. Get more website sales or signups with an ad that directs people to your website. And get more visits to your physical location with an ad that helps people find your company on the map. When setting up a smart campaign, you have the option to link it to your business profile, which we went over a little earlier in this presentation. And if you select that option, you can choose whether to send ad clicks to your website or to your business profile on Google search. When you link your business profile in smart campaigns, your ads show your business address and link to your business profile or maps driving directions to your business. Otherwise, select no, don't use this info. And that's the option we'll choose for today's website workshop. Now, enter your business name as you want it to appear in your ad. Next, you'll enter the web page where you'd like people to land after they click on your ad. This can be your homepage, of course, but consider whether there's a specific page that you'd rather send them to based on what you want them to do there. Like a page for a specific product, like a jam sampler, or a sign-up page for an email newsletter. Help guide your customers like you would in your physical store. The less they have to navigate around your site themselves before completing the action you want them to take, the better. If you're trying to drive sales of your seasonal jam flavors, send them straight to the page where they can buy it. And here's a tip. Your website's homepage may not be the best page to connect with your ad. For example, if this ad was specifically promoting the strawberry chipotle plus fig jam, you'd probably want to send people directly to that product page rather than making them start from the homepage. The system will show you where the ad clicks to, so you can preview what people will see when they get there. And you'll see what they would see on a mobile device as well as on a desktop or laptop. And this is a great way to preview what a customer's first impression will look like. Remember, the ad will get them to the website, but your website needs to close the sale. The next step is writing your ad. Before you write, think about these 3 questions. What do I have to offer? Use that to write an ad that focuses on customer benefits. And what do I want to accomplish? Think about that and include a call to action that encourages potential customers to take the next step. And then define who are your customers. Write genuine, compelling ads that connect with your audience. And on this, you have 3 headlines, 2 description lines, and an optional call button to allow people to call you directly. Your headlines are the first thing people will see and play a big factor in how well your ads perform. One headline can be your company name. Other headlines might highlight the product or service you're promoting with this ad. The description offers more details or context, like what makes your product different or any specials you're running. And once you've written your ad, you'll choose keyword themes. Keyword themes are words or phrases that help match your ads with Google searches. A single keyword theme represents multiple similar words and phrases. For instance, the keyword theme jam makes your ad eligible to show when people search for fruit jam, vegan jelly, and buy jam. After your ad is active, you can review your campaign search terms and turn off any that aren't relevant for your business. You are in control of when your ads show. Now, if you're selling artisan jam, think about the words and phrases that your potential customers might be searching for. You can draw inspiration from the product or service categories on your website, or even how you organize products in your physical store. Those are the keyword themes you'll want to add to your campaign. And after your ad is active, you can review your campaign search terms and turn off any that aren't relevant for your business. You are in control of when your ads show and what they say. Next, you'll choose where your ads will appear. You can set a radius around an address or pick specific zip codes, cities, or regions. For example, if your products are only available in a brick and mortar store, you might select advertise near an address and set a radius around your business. But if you ship your products, you can choose advertise in specific zip codes, cities, or regions to select the area that makes the most sense for your business. Your ads appear to people who are physically or regularly in the locations you select, as well as people who express interest in these locations. Choose your location settings carefully, choosing only locations where you do business. If your settings are too broad, You may end up paying for interactions with people who aren't even potential customers. And with smart campaigns, you set a maximum monthly budget. You'll be presented with a few options, or you can create your own. You can do this by setting an average daily budget, and that'll be multiplied by 30.4, which is the average number of days in the month, to come up with your maximum monthly budget. Your average daily budget is the average amount you could spend each day. The actual amount will vary depending on how popular the ad is each day. But the most important thing to know is that the total amount that you spend in a month will never exceed your maximum monthly budget. And before setting your campaign live, you'll have the chance to review it. You can make any necessary changes that you want or need to, and then launch it. Now, once your campaign is running, you can continually review its performance and make adjustments. You can create different versions of your ads to see which get more of the results you want. More ads can lead up to 15% better performance without increasing your budget. And add negative keyword themes you want to exclude, to be sure your ads don't show on searches that aren't relevant to your business. For example, if you sell gourmet jam, you might not want to show your ad when people search for recipes. This helps you focus your ad budget on ad clicks that are more likely to deliver the results you want. And get more specific about when you want your ads to appear, like weekdays or business hours only. And you can connect your ad campaign to Google Analytics, a free tool that can show you what people do on your website after clicking the ad, as well as other traffic sources, like if they got to your website through social media or things like that. And you can see how many times your ad appears and how many times your ad is clicked on. And don't forget that you can pause your campaign at any time. Now, it's time to recap what we covered in today's workshop and offer a few final resources. Today, we looked at 3 ways you can appear on Google: in the organic results, with a business profile, and Google Ads. This illustration shows 3 distinct areas that can showcase your brand, products, and services on Google. And the great thing about it is that 2 of those sections are completely free. First, build or improve your website to make search and mobile friendly. Try the tools we mentioned in today's workshop: Google Trends, Test My Site, and Google Search Console. Next, create or claim your free business profile. And then try Google Ads. You can fine-tune your offers when people are searching for your products and services. Now, if you want to learn more about any of the topics covered in today's workshop, you can refer to this slide for the links, and that will be included in the presentation that you'll get sent after this. And of course, you can always do a Google search. Now, you can grow your digital skills no matter where you're located through Google Grow on Air, and it has online workshops and virtual one-on-one coaching sessions, and you can learn skills that can help you stay connected and productive while working or managing a business remotely. And if you want to sharpen your business and marketing skills, you can check out Primer, and Primer is really, really cool. And it's a free app that you can download to your phone. And if you have an Android, you can download it at Google Play. And if you have an Apple device, you can download it from the Apple App Store. And it has a series of short, fun lessons that are all less than 5 minutes each. And you can access lessons specific to learning how to do business online by visiting g.co/primer. Now, Grow with Google is a new initiative to help people prepare for work, find jobs, and grow their business. Job seekers can grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside of the classroom. Small business owners can build their online presence and find new customers. Startups can learn how to get their ideas the exposure they need to succeed. Developers can sharpen their current skills and master new ones. And to learn more, you can visit google.com/grow. Now think about everything we covered today. What quick and easy wins can you get when it comes to growing your online presence? It could be as simple as checking your website speed, or signing up for Google Search Console, or claiming your Google My Business account. Come up with the next small step that you'll take towards showing up in bigger and better ways online. And if you want to share what you plan on doing, feel free to make a comment in the chat. We'd love to see what action you'll be taking next. Now, this wraps up the presentation portion of today's workshop. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I think that will also allow people to ask questions audibly as well. But yeah, if you haven't submitted a question but would like to, go ahead and drop it in the chat. Thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, we have a question from Lydia. She asks, key terms you select regarding the key terms you select for the ad. I know you mentioned you may delete irrelevant terms. May you also add any terms you desire?
Yes. It's really cool and customizable. So you can play around with it and you can add them in. It gives lots of suggestions, but ultimately, you know which terms best describe your service or product.
Yeah, I feel like the only time in Google when they kind of force you to make a decision is during the process where you're setting up the Google profile, and then they make you choose a really big, wide category at the very beginning. But then after that, it's very customizable. Everything else is like super easy to do. Okay, and we have another question from Victoria. Thanks for the information. What if my business is online and the target market is outside the US? How do you make Google consider me as a worldwide business and show it to customers from other countries? I mean, without ads.
Ooh,
that's a good question.
Good question. I would say that the best way without ads would be on your website. If you have a website, I would say on your website to make sure that you're including terms that make it known that it is available worldwide. So like making that, like taking that into your content in a way that's relevant, whether it's having a page on your About Us that says like, where are we located? This is what we do. We are a global business, or we are worldwide, or even listing some of the countries outside of the US that you want to hit, but definitely including that on your website so that Google can match those up the best.
I know that one of the selections, and we haven't gotten to YouTube yet, that's in 2 weeks. But when you upload a video to the YouTube channel, it does ask you the language that you're using, or the language that's primary in the video, so that it knows to serve that video to folks who speak that language. So, you know, it may, if you're posting in a different language, I think in a language other than English, I should say, you should make sure that you're selecting that if you have that option, because it will make sure to serve to those people who that is their first language. You know, it probably recognizes most languages at this point, I would think. I mean, we all know Google Translate is
a lifesaver.
Absolutely. Okay, and Lydia has a question. If you're selling online and creating an ad, may you select all regions of the country, i.e. the entire US? And if so, are there downsides to the entire US?
You can select a wide region. I would say that it can be a little bit of a downside, just because now you're included in the results with everyone else from around the US. Like, let's say I'm going to come up with a random business. I don't know, you sell pencils. If you pick Charlottesville, let's say, as your region, when people in Charlottesville are typing in Charlottesville pencils, you're more likely to be at the top than if you are, I'm a pencil person, but I'm selling to the United States. You might find yourself pretty far back in the search results because you'll have the huge pencil companies showing up first, and then it'll break down that way. So you can, but it is a little bit better to focus on a specific region at first, if you have one.
A question from Anne is, I am learning about Google Analytics. Yikes. But in viewing my report on traffic, the top referring site is my own. That doesn't seem correct, is it?
Good question. I feel like I'd have to see it. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's talking about, like, I don't know what your site looks like, but it could be that there's a specific page on your site that's referring back to your site. That could potentially be it, but I would have to look at that more in depth. But sometimes, let's say that you have a specific page that you're linking out to, and then it links back to your home page, that could potentially be considered a referring site, but I'm not 1,000% sure. I would have to look at it.
Eric, I am going to ask your question to the group so that no one can answer. Is the Google search the same as Google Maps?
Google search. Oh, like your Google My Business, Google
Mhm.
search and maps. Yes.
Yeah, they work together really well. You can search inside both of those and get the same information. If for those of you who have not set up the Google My Business, no one mentioned it earlier, but yes, on the SBDC Lynchburg region YouTube channel, we do have the earlier this month, or it's from June, but we do have the Get Your Business Found on Search and Maps training. I strongly recommend that you go back and watch that. It will walk you through the steps of how to claim your Google My Business profile and make sure you're showing up correctly on Google Maps. And, you know, it's important not just for businesses that have a location, a brick and mortar location, but it's also important for those businesses who serve clients in a specific area. Like if you're a plumber who serves the Lynchburg area, you want to show up with plumbers in Lynchburg, and it won't show people where your house is or anything like that. So definitely check that out. And if you have any questions about that, you're always welcome to schedule an appointment with the SBDC. Eric is asking, why does someone keep asking for access to our Google business listing? How do I stop that? Huh. I don't know.
Good question.
Yeah, Eric, do you want to unmute and just tell us briefly a little bit more about that? Are you getting an email?
Every 2 weeks, they'll be asking access to our Google business listing, and I have to respond and tell them no. And I think we have a restaurant, and they a lot of these delivery service companies, I don't know what they're trying to do, but they want our access to our listing. I don't know why, but if I don't refuse it, I guess they get access to it or something.
Huh.
And this happens like at least once or twice a month. And I have to keep my eye on the email to make sure I deny it within so many days. And they'll send a postcard, you know, because you're trying to verify your business Google listing.
Yeah. Have you gone through the process of setting up your Google listing?
Yes. We've had it for about a year now. And so we have to keep these. I don't know if they're there. I know we had one delivery service company that we didn't want, and they want access to it, but no, it's really weird that they do this at least once a month. They want, and I have to always deny it and say, no, you can't have access. You have no ownership. But,
is it the same people?
I don't know. It's just a different name. It's always a different name. Like it'll be, and it has a Gmail address, and I think one time I tracked it. It was one of the delivery service companies that we didn't want.
Yeah.
But a lot of restaurants, they're run by individuals who don't keep up with the Google listening. And a lot of these other companies, they'll try to come in there, and I don't know what's going on with it. It's kind of weird. So, but I just have to always sort of reject it so that they don't get access to it.
Yeah, where are you located?
The restaurant is in DC. It's
Okay.
based in DC, and we live in Virginia. And
Yeah.
we basically, my sister-in-law's restaurant, and she doesn't speak English. She's a great cook and everything, but she's not horrible with the internet. So I'm trying to help her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, and they keep, so we got this Google listing set up. We got the website going, and we have to keep, I call them the vultures. So I don't know how to stop that.
Yeah, listen, you basically have access to two different SBDC networks in that case. So, you can, if in Northern Virginia, there are multiple DCs that serve that region. You can go to virginiasbdc.org and just, go select the one that's closest to you, either at Mason or there's one that just serves Alexandria. In the Alexandria, if you're in Alexandria, the Alexandria office is primo at the Google. So definitely reach out to them.
We'll do that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's Bill Regan and Gloria. The DC SBDC is separate from us, but they're great too. So yeah, definitely reach out up there and let them know that this is happening. I will get to your question in just a second, Lydia. I do want to say one thing about this issue. It is the case that sometimes people will try to claim your business if you haven't claimed it on Google. And that is something that used to happen fairly widely until they started this program. And, you have to get that card and everything like Eric is saying. So that kind of put a stop to it, but I guess that this is kind of related to that in some way, but I haven't heard of this. This sounds a little weird. I'm going to just say that.
It happens every month. I mean,
get in touch with the Alexandria office, and they may have some ideas, or they may know how to, or they may be able to direct you to somebody who can be a little more helpful.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Lydia's question is, are there any no-nos when building an ad where the merchant creating the ad has too big expectations? Also, what features for ads don't work? An example is too general a target market.
Good question. I would say that if you have a plan, you're going to get this list, or you're going to get this PowerPoint at the end, but there's actually a great list of questions to ask yourself before and while you're creating your ad. And Google Ads is cool because it kind of walks you through that process. But as specific, I would say to be as specific as possible. Even if that means creating a list of what your target customer is, like where they live, what kind of keywords they would look for. Google Trends is awesome for helping you come up with those keywords that also they all kind of work together, that kind of goes into creating your ads. But I would be as specific as you can possibly be. That way you're not reaching people who wouldn't necessarily be interested in your product or need your product or service. So if you can create your custom, these are the people that would most likely purchase or visit or your product or service, the better, I would say. Say, don't be general if you can.
Yeah, I think that's great advice.
And the cool thing about the ads is that you can see how they're performing each day. So if you have a 30-day campaign, you can see how effective the ad was on day 1 versus day 2. And you can switch things up in the middle. So it's not like once you create your ad, you're stuck with what you chose. you can like compare it and tweak it as you go.
All right. How is everybody feeling? Any more questions before we end? Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. I love these classes because they cover so much. It's an hour. We get great questions at the end. And I think they are super valuable for everyone. You will get a follow-up email from me tomorrow with the slides and with the link to the video on YouTube. If you aren't in my district, absolutely reach out to your SBDC for help. You can find out who that is at virginiasbdc.org. As I said, you're here in the Lynchburg region, sbdclynchburgregion.org, and sign up for our next class. We're going to learn about YouTube. I'm actually excited about it because we just started our YouTube channel during COVID. So I'm going to get all kinds of tips.
Yes. It's a great class.
All right. Hope to see everybody in 2 weeks. Have a good night.
All right.